Barbados is a beautiful island situated in the western area of the North Atlantic, east of the Windward Islands in the Caribbean Sea. Though the country is only 166 square miles, it holds immense beauty that attracts and upholds its tourism-driven economy. As one of the world's most densely populated islands, Barbados is forced to take extra care to protect the natural environment that it depends upon so deeply. Barbados is known for its crystal clear waters and its white sandy beaches. However, a large issue has been plaguing Barbados for some time. Plastic pollution, specifically of single-use plastic bags, is creating a variety of problems for the Bajan population. These waste products are the result of a throwaway culture that treats plastic as a disposable material rather than a valuable resource to be harnessed. Mass amounts of single-use plastic shopping bags end up in the landfill or are littered in the streets, often being blown by the wind where they end up in much more problematic locations. Plastic bags collect in groundwater, sewage facilities, beaches, and eventually the ocean. These bags have been known to perpetuate sewage leakages and lower the quality of water on the island. Resultant health issues and deaths of marine animals are multiplied due to these bags. Barbados is now faced with a choice: to ban single-use plastic bags or to sacrifice the health of its natural environment and people.
In 2017, Future Center Trust led the initiative of trying to phase out of single-use plastic shopping bags in Barbados. The organization focused its efforts on implementing a plastic charge that would act as a deterrent for consumers who rely on plastic bags while shopping. The Future Center Trust focused their energy on persuading supermarkets to agree to a charge and implement it. The Future Center Trust communicated their campaign to the public through their own social media platforms, along with media interviews.
The campaign was successful in many ways. It sparked the conversation on the detriments of single-use plastic on the environment and our lives. Moreover, the campaign materials that read "Plastic bags are strangling Barbados" are still present throughout the island. However, the campaign led by Future Center Trust was unsuccessful in that they were not able to implement a plastic bag deterrent fee or ban the bag entirely.
The central factors that contributed to the lack of success of the original campaign were backlash from the consumer on the deterrent fee, a misunderstanding from the consumer on what was being proposed and why, and a lack of government involvement in the campaign. Without government involvement, the push for a plastic bag charge was coming solely from the private sector, causing the public of Barbados to question the ethics of the charge and where the money was going. This resulted in animosity from many. With the newly elected administration in Barbados, under the leadership of Prime Minister Mia Mottley, the opportunity to ban single-use plastic bags is at its utmost potential.
During last year's campaign, there was an agreement made between the large supermarkets on the island. The agreement was to implement the same deterrent fee on single-use plastic bags. However, at the last minute, many of the major companies got cold feet and pulled out of the agreement. These companies were concerned that this deterrent fee would affect their business due to resistance from the public.
Aldo Ho Kong King is the managing director of iMart, a small supermarket chain. This was the only company to stick with the original agreement for a deterrent fee on the single-use plastic bags.
We sat down with Mr. Ho Kong King to discuss the events since his fee was enacted and to hear his opinions on the future of a ban in Barbados.
Our customers, you want every customer to be happy. So when you have customers coming in that are complaining about that they have to buy a bag, and legitimately so, because you don't remember. Yeah. So some people come in and it's like, well, I didn't bring a bag. I shopped here for 5 years. Why do I have to buy a bag? Give me a break.
A lot of people view it as a money saving or money making venture from the retailer's part, not necessarily an environmental issue.
We've only reduced our plastic bag usage by about 50%. So it's still a long way to go. So even though we might save approximately 300,000 bags, we still have another 300,000 to go. So that's why a complete ban is better, because even with this, the deterrent is not a solid full deterrent of it. And over time, if the initiative doesn't keep going, our feeling is that more and more people will get used to the FD factor, maybe buying the 15% charge on the bag and forgetting about it, because it's only us that's happening to. I mean, if you're going to the market next door and they give you a bag, and you go to another store and they give you a bag, when you come to us, you're not remembering to bring your bag. But if everywhere you have to bring your bag, then you know it's part of you all the time.
Yeah,
So
very
every day.
good.
Yeah. We would rather be selling a paper bag, but at our volumes, it makes no sense to bring in paper bags. Whereas if you have bigger retailers coming on board, then the wholesalers of these bags are bringing in massive volumes, and it works for everybody's interest. So, you know, until everybody converts from bringing in plastic bags to bringing in maybe paper bags, then you're not going to get too far.
Next, we met with the largest supermarket chain on the island, Massey. We met with them for two reasons. One, to inquire why they backed out of the agreement from last year's campaign, and two, why they voluntarily implemented a plastic bag charge 1 year later.
We have ventured first with the governments and other organizations for us to make a conscious decision to really deal with the plastics. And you know, as I said before we watched the film, a lot of persons in the organization were very conscious of having plastics and things that and then going to reusable as well, because it does make sense, because you know, we live a very small island. You walk the beaches and what you see, plastic.
Everyone was scared at the time to be the first one to put a foot in that pool of getting rid of plastic bags and not charging for them.
I think one of the things that we did before is to educate the whole public where the direction we were heading in and the reason why we're doing it. So they were more receptive when they came into the stores. Some persons were still surprised, yeah, but it did work. It worked.
Yeah,
We are very small and we import a lot of stuff, and a lot of plastic comes in the Barbados as well. And you know, I think sense prevails that if you recognize that within 50 or 60 years, the landfills are going to have a product that is not degrading. It's going to take a lot longer than that, maybe over 200 years or so before everything it is dissolved. You're going to keep it in your system. You're going to live in mountains of garbage. So, is that life you want to lead? No.
We first focused our efforts on determining why the plastic bag campaign from last year was unsuccessful. Another step in accomplishing this was researching how countries with a similar makeup to Barbados have successfully implemented plastic bag bans. We chose Antigua and Vanuatu as models, countries characterized as small island developing states similar to Barbados who have successfully implemented plastic bag bans.
This is what we learned pertaining to successful plastic bag bans. 1. The change must stem from the government, not the private sector. 2. Education is crucial in gaining public support. For example, Antigua led a widespread educational campaign before phasing out single-use plastic bags. And 3. The public can be a catalyst for change. The citizens of Vanuatu created a petition that sparked governmental action and resulted in a nationwide plastic bag ban.
From our research and interviews, we determined that the best route of action would be to create educational content specific and tailored to all age demographics within Barbados. Additionally, we created a petition to be circulated online and a website to hold our educational resources.
Yeah, plastic water bottle, yes. Does anyone know? Yes. Plastic bags, yes. We use plastic in our everyday life, right? Plastic cups. Plastic, yeah, plastic everything. Yes.
Plastic is the material used for all kinds of things.
Such as?
Cups, plates, utensils, rope.
It suffocates everything about an island in particular, because we run mainly off our tourism, which is like the beaches and our outdoors and that sort of thing. And if we don't have that, what do we have?
Right. How many of these do you guys think you have in your house?
50. What about you? Okay, so we talked about how plastic doesn't biodegrade, right? We know what that means? Are you raising your hand? You know. What do you say? Break down? Yes. Yes? It doesn't go away, exactly. When you throw it in the garbage, where does that go?
Sometimes it can go to the recycling center, but here they don't recycle plastic. So then you might ship it to China, but then China could not do something about it and just throw it in the landfill. That can end up in the ocean.
In order to properly sensitize the public on the detriments of single-use plastic bags in Barbados, it was first necessary to establish why plastic is detrimental to Barbados specifically. This information was then compiled and integrated into educational content unique to each age demographic. For the first demographic, preschool to first grade, a storybook was created telling the story of how a young boy's overuse of plastic bags had a negative effect on the environment and alternative actions he could take to prevent this. For grades 2 to 3, an educational video was chosen. For grades 4 to 6, a PowerPoint was created along with puzzles and word searches related to plastic pollution. Additional presentations were prepared for grades 7 to 9 and 10 to 12, tailored to their educational level. Finally, for the university level and above, another presentation was created, supplemented with research studies on the detriments of plastic. All of our material was reviewed and approved by an educator.
To effectively spread the word on the prospective benefits of a plastic bag ban on the island, a petition was created outlining the issue. The petition was spread through social media accounts that we created, such as the Ban the Bag Barbados Instagram account and Twitter. As of now, 3,212 people have signed the petition in support of a plastic bag ban on the island.
Lastly, a Ban the Bag Barbados website was created to compile all of our research, educational material, Instagram posts, plastic reduction tips, and a link to the petition. The website outlines the situation in Barbados, the necessity of a plastic bag ban, and a variety of pages to assist those interested in transitioning to a plastic-free lifestyle. All of our created educational material is available here for educators to use freely, as well as frequently asked questions to help address any potential misunderstandings or resistance towards a plastic bag ban. Our research project culminated in the creation of policy recommendations that will be provided to the new government of Barbados, consisting of the reasoning behind why an outright ban is crucial on the island and the steps necessary to achieve one. The importance of a widespread educational campaign will be imperative to the ban's success. While the power lies in the government's hands, it is now up to the citizens of Barbados to push for a healthier future of this remarkable island.